Hey, I have friends. Oh my god, I don't know how or why. What's up? Is the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite TV shows. And today I'm going to do a TV review of Narcos Season 1. So, I didn't really know what TV shows to watch for 2020. At this point, I've already watched some of the biggest TV shows and most popular TV shows there are, like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, also TV shows that are kind of underappreciated but I really enjoy, like Dark and Mr. Robot. And yeah, I really didn't know what to watch in 2020. So I came up with a list. I did a lot of research on what awesome TV shows I still hadn't seen, and apparently there are still a lot, but none of them interest me all that much. But I still came up with a list nonetheless. And the first one to come out is Narcos. So I am going to talk about Narcos. So, Narcos is a biographical TV show about Pablo Escobar, one of the most powerful and notorious and infamous drug trafficker and mafia bosses ever in history. Ever. And he is from Colombia, so, like, this TV show takes place in Colombia, except this TV show is also 50% Pablo Escobar, 50% the DEA, who's trying to catch Pablo Escobar. The main character is Steve Murphy, who is an actual person who is the person responsible for hunting down Pablo Escobar, and we also see his partner Javier Pena, played by Pedro Pascal. And so we have Narcos. And yeah, this TV show is created by Chris Brancato, Carlo Bernard, and Doug Miro. I have to mention that. So first of all, let's talk about the opening sequence. I love it a lot, and I mean, sure, it has that True Detective vibe to it because True Detective's opening sequence is so mellow and kind of depressing. A lot of TV shows are trying to hop on that bandwagon by having a pretty mellow and chill opening credits sequence. And Narcos does that as well, except Narcos does it in a really nice way, and I still really enjoy it. I love how chill it is. I love how relaxing it is, and and I just enjoy it overall. I also like bilingual TV shows and bilingual movies in general. Sure, movies with one language, I mean, it's really normal, but when movies or TV shows have multiple languages going for it, it has that really nice international flavor for it, which is really nice. And yeah, I just want to say that the first three episodes are kind of underwhelming in my opinion. It's kind of slow, not all that interesting, meh. We have the DEA, and then we have the Pablo Escobar. The first episode is almost like a prologue episode where we basically go through all of the most important events in Pablo Escobar's life before the actual most important timeline begins. So it's kind of underwhelming. And then we have this M19, which is a group of communist guerrillas who are trying to help the people by attacking, like, the mafia and politicians, I guess. So it's a bit messy and it's not all that memorable. However, from episode 4 onwards, every single episode is really solid. It's just one solid episode back to back to back to back. Yeah, episodes 4 to 5 are still relatively slow paced, but there is more of a central theme to it. So there is a presidential election going on for Colombia, and this guy, Galan, was the only presidential candidate who is very outspoken against the cartel, the mafia in Colombia. And of course, that didn't do so well for him because, you get assassinated. You speak up against the mafia, you speak up against the cartel, you die. You either get bribed and sort of get on your knees and listen to them, or you just die. Silver or lead. That's what it means. and Galan chose lead, unfortunately. And so Galan's supporting presidential candidate, his backup presidential candidate, Cesar Gaviria, had a dilemma: either to follow in Galan's footsteps and speak up against the cartel and how corrupt the government is because they are all bribed, or just be bribed himself. And seeing him make those decisions is, kind of memorable. And on top of that, we have the DEA trying to protect Cesar Gaviria, and then all at the same time, the cartel, Pablo Escobar, trying to assassinate the guy. So there's a bit of a tension in there. All at the same time. Earlier at around episode 4, one of the most important members of the M19 group actually became an informant for the DEA in secret. But because America back then really, really hates communists, so when Steve Murphy and Javier Pena had the girl from the M19, they had to hide her. They can't reveal who she actually is, because if they reveal who she is in front of the DEA department, they're gonna do things to her because Americans hate communists. So we have that storyline at the same time, so there's a bit of tension being created. And then the story gets better and better and better. On episode 6, we have a really memorable and destructive scene with a lot of gunshots and explosions and deaths. It was disgusting and it's brutal, but it's very real. I don't want to spoil much, but honestly, it's pretty much based off of real events. So if you look it up, you can actually confirm it. But basically, Pablo Escobar decided to collaborate with 2 other big cartel heads, cartel teams, cartels in Medellin, Colombia, and these other 2 cartels are the Gacha cartel and the Ochoas cartel. And of course, Pablo Escobar's cartel is the biggest one and the strongest one and the most powerful one. There are also cartels in other cities in Colombia, notably the one in Cali, ran by a guy named Pacho, and we'll go to that a little bit later. And also, the ending of episode 6 is easily the most memorable ending in the entire season. Also, episode 7, we have a chase scene between the DEA and 2 of the most important hitmen, aka sicarios, working for Pablo Escobar. And that chase scene is also surprisingly action-packed. I don't know how accurate of a biography this TV show is, honestly, but if they successfully incorporated these real events and turned them into good, entertaining drama, I would be very impressed. On episode 8, we also have a really brutal and grotesque and scene that's really painful to watch, and that involves Pablo Escobar's cousin Gustavo, who has been really supportive of Pablo Escobar and has been one of the best consultants that Pablo has ever had. And that scene is also, it's, just watch it. Episodes 9 to 10 sort of marks a new era for Pablo Escobar. At the same time, not really, because it's so short. Essentially, Pablo Escobar bombed the city and killed a lot of politicians and killed a lot of chiefs of police and sort of threatened the government to give him freedom. He decided to admit to committing a felony, a crime, but that crime is literally nothing. And he built his own jail, which seemed to be a jail in the front, but actually it is a palace, it is a fortress, and the government and the army and the police cannot enter this jail, cannot even be near this jail, because he's supposed to be a dangerous prisoner when in fact he just wants to be left alone and run his business there. So he kind of achieved that at around episode 9, and it's a huge victory for him. But things started to complicate when people started finding out that it's not really a jail, it's actually a friggin' fortress. It's a palace. And yeah, episode 9 is really memorable. Episode 10 is also really action packed. There's one really interesting turn in events where the Vice Minister of Justice of Colombia, Eduardo, who is a close friend of Cesar Gaviria's, literally entered the fortress, which is, by the way, not allowed. And they seemed really fine. Like, the people in that jail seemed really fine about it at first, but that sort of complicated at the end, and it served as one of the most intense and memorable scenes of the entire season as well. So, yeah, I don't want to talk that much about season 1 because, we still have seasons 2 and 3, but so far, so good. If there's one complaint I have with this TV show, it would be that none of the characters are all that likable, in my opinion. Steve Murphy, I mean, he is a really violent and aggressive person at times, and at the same time, he's not that deep or layered of a person. I guess Javier Pena is a pretty good character, Gustavo as well. Maybe Eduardo, but yeah, Pablo Escobar's character, I mean, he's very powerful and dangerous, and you just don't want to mess with him. And I guess that's pretty much just it. His character doesn't really come out to be very layered or deep at all. He's just uh, a menacing power to be reckoned with. And yeah, that being said, I really love it when biographical TV shows really put a lot of effort and detail into it and sort of successfully translate it onto the TV screen. And I guess I'm just gonna leave this review at that. I think Narcos season 1 is pretty good. And my favorite episode here is probably episode 6. My least favorite, episode 2, probably. I'm giving Narcos season 1 a light 8 out of 10. So, if you watched Narcos season 1 from 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like it and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching.